I literally been trying to film this video for 3 days because I feel like this episode was such bullshit that the other 2 times I tried to record this, I would stop mid recap review and just said, F it, I'm not doing it. But here I am again, third time. Hopefully third time's a charm. So if you've seen this, I mean, I made it through. But this episode literally, I really was just like, why am I watching this show? Like, why am I watching this show? Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Caught in the Act Unfaithful. Season 2 episode, who knows, because they don't be showing, telling us what episode it is every episode. Like, who cares? Called Toxic Dysfunctional Love. This not even this episode. This show is toxic, dysfunctional mess. I watched this episode twice because I was really trying to gather what can I talk about, because I really feel like there's nothing. This episode really to me was just like a whole facade based off of the characters, based off of the body language and what was being said. I really felt like you playing in our faces. This episode 100% you playing in our faces, because why? We have Red. Now when I looked at the I usually don't read the description of the episode, but I don't know, for some reason I read the description of the episode before I watched the episode, and it said Red, and it said REDD. Now the only REDD I know is the Red from Bad Girls Club. So in my head I was just like, oh, it'll be funny if it was, Red from Bad Girls Club, Lo and behold, we get introduced to Red from Bad Girls Club. Here goes Tammy. Don't I know you from somewhere? Ain't you from TV? Tammy, be for real. You know this girl is from Bad Girls Club, from Oxygen Network. Please don't play like you can't put your finger on where she's from. So, in my notes, the first thing I put was, what the hell is she doing here? On here. So she's in a relationship with this girl named Lil Bit. I guess she met her in jail. They've been together for 9 years. And the reason why she feel like homegirl cheating on her is because she getting phone calls and leaving the room to answer those phone calls. And she thinks it's with their friend Yanni. So that was literally the only inclination that she had, that homegirl's cheating on her. And I'm just kind of like, so we're not going to go into more details. So that's, red flag 1 was her being on the show. Red flag number 2 was the only feeling of inclination that you feel she's cheating on you is because she leaving the room to answer a phone call, which I can understand. Like, yeah, okay, that's kind of like, why are you leaving the room to answer a phone call? But that's all you have to give, and you think it's your friend Yanni. And I guess they kind of talked about marriage, maybe have gotten engaged, and I guess Red said if she's cheating, they're not going to get married. And I'm just like, y'all probably wasn't going to get married to begin with, but whatever, Tammy said she's going to take on the case. And I'm just like, why? Why are you taking on this case, Tammy? Why are we doing this? I understand we got, if you trying to do a show to make a reality, to make it believable, let's make it believable. Because once I seen Red on here, knowing how she was acting on Bad Girls Club, I'm not saying people can't change, but I'm just like, I don't really see this going anything like real. This seemed like it's gonna be bullshit, and this episode was bullshit. So then we get to PI for the episode. Usually when I see Patrice, I'll be so excited. I'm like, oh, that's my girl right there. She doing the PI for the episode. But I'm just like, girl, look, I have to be honest. Like, are you in on it too? You say it's real, it's not fake, but it's just like, I'm sorry. This whole episode gave me fake. This whole episode gave me facade. Like, y'all not even trying to be believable at this point, especially with So, all right, whatever. She the PI. Okay, Patrice. Like, I'm trying to get through this for you. So day 1, I guess Lil Bit went to somebody's house. Okay, some female's house, and I guess Patrice was trying to get something situated, and then by the time she looked up, Lil Bit was already leaving, and she tried to catch up with her, but she couldn't catch up with her, so she lost Lil Bit. So day 2, I guess Lil Bit goes to a gaming place with the girl from day 1, and they're walking in hand, whatnot. Okay, moving on to day 3. Like, I don't get the time to go into, because ain't not much happened. Okay, that's how much it was like, what is this episode? Because nothing really transpired in this episode. So day 3, her Lil Bit and the girl from the past 2 days went to the strip club. They leave, but Lil Bit is drunk, and they go home. Day 4, a Lil Bit and the girl from the past 3 days, they go into the shared house between Lil Bit and Red, and they eventually go into the bathroom discreetly together. So clearly you should already know what's probably going on in that room. We get to Tammy, Ken, and Red meeting up because ain't not much to talk about of the investigation part. So when Red sees what the footage, obviously she's a little pissed on her, and what we didn't really get to see in the investigation portion of the episode was that fact that I guess when Lil Bit and I guess Yanni, because that's when Red confirmed that it was Yanni that she was seeing the past few days. Supposedly when they went shopping together, a little bit said, oh, we could use Red's card because I guess she has Red's credit card or charge card, whatever the case may be. So they use her card to shop. So that's why Red was just like, she was hurt and upset, all that stuff. Tammy offers her the team up or take down, so Red chooses the takedown. Okay, we get to the takedown. At their shared place. I guess the way they set it up was, okay, they're having a game night. So I guess there was like only 2 other people. And I'm not saying you can't have a game night with like just 4 or 5 people. But at the same time, like those 2 people, after Red popped up, they were nowhere to be found. Where'd they go? So they just left because of all the chaos outside. Like, all right, whatever, And Red comes in, and long story short, the fight breaks out because a wig done came off. Lil Bit's wig done came off. And Lil Bit said she did what she did because Red is rude and mean and whatnot. And I guess when Tammy was trying to talk to Red and Lil Bit outside while trying to make sure I guess the cameras didn't film a Lil Bit putting her wig back on, you have Ken trying to talk with Yanni. But Yanni, honestly, she looked so disinterested in what's going on. She's like, why y'all have the cameras here? But she looked like the words she was saying was like, okay, what's going on, why you're doing this? But she wasn't portraying the emotion she should have portrayed. I mean, maybe she just doesn't care. But the way she was giving no type of energy to what was going on, it's just like, I was just like, why am I, like, what, like, why am I watching this? Because clearly, she don't care, ain't nothing going on. Even though I guess a little bit is somewhat remorseful for what she did, she didn't seem like she really cared. You got Red making jokes and whatnot. So for me, it was really at this point where I was just like, I really want to just turn off the TV because I don't feel the purpose to watch this. Like, I really didn't see the purpose to watch this episode. To me, like, if it wasn't for me trying to get my notes down, actually, let me not lie. I probably still would have finished the episode, but I kid you not, I probably would have fell asleep watching this episode because I really felt like falling asleep. But I'm like, no, I got to do these notes that took me 3 days to freaking do the review for, but here we are. And as they all come to sit down together, I guess Red tries to leave, but Ken gets talking to her to come back, and then they all sit down together. And I guess Lil Bit said Red is a touch me not, so that means she don't like to be touched during, sexual acts and whatnot. So, she'll feel comfortable with that. So that's why I guess Yanni moved on, Lil Bit moved on to Yanni and, having some relations with her. So Tammy tries to get of Red's issue of, being uncomfortable and, because Red was trying to make jokes and, not really taking things serious and, Red tries to act passive aggressive, but Tammy eventually had to check her, and I'm like, Tammy, you giving way more energy to Red in this situation than I felt like you give to other people in other episodes, because I'm like, at least the other ones were more believable. I'm sorry, I can't believe it. Like, if it's real, I guess, but you ain't gonna convince me that this episode wasn't bullshit. Like, to me, this episode was bullshit. That's what the episode should have been called, bullshit. But we then get to Red saying, her and Yanni are no longer friends. Red and Lil Bit, they're going to continue their relationship together. And, they're both going to cut off Yanni. And I'm like, I hope so. We'll see if that really does happen. And Yanni says she's over it. I'm like, girl, we knew you was over it because we knew you probably didn't want to be a part of it. But, for the sake of, for your friends in the TV show, here you are. And then Lil Bit, when we get to the little, whatchamacallit, little confessionals, like I said, Yanni said she's over it. Lil Bit said she's embarrassed, and Red said she knew that Lil Bit was cheating, but it's cool. I'm just like, whatever. 3 months later, they're still together a little bit in red. That literally was the episode, guys. That literally was the episode. And I'm sorry that I don't have the energy. I'm not giving energy in this review because there's no energy to give in this review because they didn't give energy. If you want to believe the episode, make it believable. Like, I understand everybody have different personalities and stuff, but like, I'm sorry, if I'm with someone for 9 years and I find out they cheating on me, I'm not gonna just make it seem like all nonchalant and stuff. Like, I'm sorry. And then here goes a little bit talking about, oh, she's not just gonna give it the ring. And I guess Yanni was trying to talk, crap about Red. So then he goes a little bit trying to defend Red and like, you're not gonna talk about her like that. And I'm just like, you trying to defend Red, but you was cheating on her though. What are we talking about? All right, so I mean, this. I felt like I watched the worst episode before, but I'm sorry, this episode takes the cake for the worst episode of Caught in the Act Unfaithful I've ever watched. Because this whole episode, I just said, this is bullshit. This whole episode. And like I said, once again, apologies for the lackluster review. I really want to get this out. This is Friday, guys. If anything, I'd give it by Wednesday. Nah, man, this is Friday. So you should know. So please understand the struggle it was to even make a video for this. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm still gonna watch next week's episode the following week. You know what I'm saying? But if next week's episode is anything like this episode, I'm still gonna finish this season. But I don't know if I can do season 3 if there's a season 3 because y'all not even trying no more. Y'all not even trying. Like, Patrice, please educate me. But I'm like I said, you can't convince me this episode wasn't bullshit. This episode was just trash. And I love everybody. I love Patrice. You know what I'm saying? Tammy, cool. I feel like Red is a good vibe if you go out with her and stuff. But this episode, y'all could have kept it. Y'all could have kept it. But that was it. I'm trying to make this video stretch, but there ain't no more stretchation I can do at this point. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, look, I don't think I even told any jokes, so I understand if you can't subscribe right now, but come back in 2 weeks. Once again, I'm gonna be out of commission next week. Come back in 2 weeks. Hopefully it's a decent episode where I can make some little jokey jokes, make you laugh, and then you can subscribe then, okay? Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Hopefully you agree with me that it was bullshit. Be easy, please. Let me squeeze it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.